Well, hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, a custom window planter shelf. Well, today's show is brought to you by my wife's wonderful engineering. And this one comes with a story. A while back, my wife asked me to make a planter shelf to go in her craft room. That way she could bring her herbs and place them there for the winter. But her and I had different ideas of design, so it never really happened. So my wife decided that she was going to make this. And her thought process was, well, you know what? If I make this and put it in my craft room, it's going to be so butt ugly that Ken's going to say, I'm making you a new one. I'm not tolerating that. But I didn't care. It was in her craft room, so I didn't have to look at it. So this monstrosity sat here for a while, but then it got wet and it started to sag. It started to do this, and eventually it collapsed. So I guess then she decided she was going to come to me and actually ask to go through it and figure out how to make one. So that's what we're going to do today. Today I am going to show you guys how to make a custom planter. So let's get it all started off with some 1/2-inch thick, in this case I'm going to use walnut. I'm going to make it a little nicer than cardboard. She should know those things don't work on me. Well, I've milled some 1/2-inch thick walnut, and the very first thing I want to do is I want to rip 4 pieces that are going to be 1/2 inch wide. So 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and then we will cross cut them to 40 inches long. Okay, so now on each one of these 4 pieces, we need to do a little bit of marking. So what I'm going to do is from the top, this will be the top side over here on my left, we're going to measure down and place a mark at 1 inch at 19 1/4. And then lastly, we will put a mark at 37 1/2. Now on each one of these marks, centered on our 1/2 inch width, we are going to drill a hole, a through hole that is 5/32 in diameter. The next thing that you're going to need for this project is some more 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch pieces of walnut, and they are 5.5 inches long. Now in each one of them, right in the end in the center, I have taken these over to the drill press and drilled a 5/32 inch diameter hole that is 1 1/4 inches deep. I did that in both ends of each one of these pieces. So we're also going to need some 5/32 inch dowels. And I have here 12 pieces that are 2 inches long. So what I want to do at this point is for each pair of our longer pieces, we are going to place one of the 5.5 inch pieces in between the 2 longer ones. We will apply glue to both ends of our piece here and coat our dowel with glue, and we will use a mallet and tap it into our piece to pin it in place. And you will get 1/4 inch protruding on either side, and that's fine. We're going to trim that a little later. So get all of those glued in and make sure after you clamp it that this assembly is square. At that point you can put this aside once you're happy that it's square and just let it set up. Well, one of the issues with working alone in a shop is awkwardness in glue-ups like this, and that one was definitely awkward. I was able to use a hand screw clamp to stabilize things for me while I was working on it, but if you can, get a second set of hands. It'll go a long way to making the glue-up much easier and less stressful. Okay, so at this point you're going to need some more 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch walnut. And you're going to need 18 of them, and they will all be 19.5 inches long. And once you get those cut, we can head back over to the table saw and we're going to set up a dado blade to cut a 1/2 inch dado. So I've set my dado to a 1/2 inch thickness and I've raised it above the table 3/16 of an inch. What I've done is I've placed a stop on my miter fence so that when I run our 19.5 inch piece through, it will cut a 1/2 inch wide dado, 3/16 of an inch deep, but it will leave a 1/4 of an inch of material on the outside edge. We're going to do this to all pieces. We will run it through for one pass and then we will flip it end to end, and on the same side that we just cut the first dado, we will cut a second dado so that you will end up with one 1/2 inch dado on each end of our 19.5 inch pieces. So if you are following along, you should have something that looks like this. 18 of them, all of them with the 1/2 inch dado in each side. So we will call the side that has the dado the bottom. So what I'm going to do is in the top, on both edges, I'm going to take these over to the router table and we're going to put a 1/8 inch round over on the top edges of each one of these 18 pieces. And at this point, they should all look like this, a much softer profile on the top edges of these slats. Now for now, we can put these aside and we need to turn our attention back to our main frame. So what we want to do is we want to cut or flush cut all of our dowels now, and we will give the entire frame assembly a good sanding. Once we get that done, we will sand all of our individual slats by hand, and then we can get into the assembly of this. Well, it's now time for the assembly, and I don't know how well this is going to show on camera, but some of you may have noticed in some of the other shots that my legs at the bottom here on this plant stand are actually different lengths. That is not a mistake, it is not an error, and you will not cut yours like that. Mine is a custom installation where on the window there is actually a 1 3/8 of an inch step at the back of the window where this has to sit on. So I'm kind of on two different planes here, so mine's different. I didn't want that to confuse you. But what we're going to do now is put this together, and it's, again, if you can get help, get help. I'm working alone, so I gotta do what I gotta do. So you're gonna take one of your slats, and what we're going to do is apply a little bit of glue here in the dado. You don't need a lot. We want to try to avoid squeeze out if we can help it. And what you're going to do is on your cross braces on the bottom here, we're going to install this one rail tight to our upright on both sides, just like that. And we'll clamp that in place, and we will do the same on the next two levels. One slat to the front or the back side, whichever you have facing you, and tight to the upright rail. And then we'll get one more there on the top. I'm going to put a couple clamps on this, just some spring clamps, and we will let these set up. You want to check to make sure that the assembly is square at this point and that it's not racking from side to side. All right, so do the same thing now on the back side of your rack and let those ones dry up to give it some stability. Well, now the assembly of all the levels is exactly the same, so I can just show you one and you can just repeat the steps with the other. I've designed this so that each one of these slats will be spaced out at 1/2 inch from each other. So all I'm doing here is I have a couple of 1/2 inch setup blocks. I will apply a little bit of glue in the dado just like we did with the other ones. And we will glue this one in place. Like I said, it'll be 1/2 inch from the ones at the edge. And we will clean up the squeeze out and let that cure. And then we will place our setup blocks again and continue the process until we get all of our slats glued in on all of our shelves. And now you can carry on and do the exact same thing with the top level and the bottom level. And that pretty much wraps this one up. And there you have it. A planter stand. Guys, this is a great project. It just takes some patience. All of that 1/2 inch cutting and then the 19.5 pieces and all the dados and all the routing on all the pieces. It's a real pain in the neck, and it's what I call production work, where you're doing the same repetitive thing over and over, and it can be very dangerous. So while doing those things, you really want to be mindful of what's going on, where your hands are in relation to the table saw blade or the router bit. You really want to pay attention to what's happening and lose all distractions, because it's very important during production work that you don't lose your thought process and just start going through the motions, because as soon as you do that, you're going to end up putting yourself at risk. But as long as you're careful and as long as you pay attention, this is a very doable project for any skill level. It really is nothing special. It's some square cut pieces of wood that are cut to certain lengths, a couple of dados, and some dowels to hold it together. The rest is all glue joints. And the results are beautiful. It really is. It's a nice looking stand. It gives plenty of airflow around the plants. Instead of having a solid shelf, you've got those slats that allows the airflow to come through. It really is just a wonderful project. Now, if you don't have walnut, you don't have to use walnut. I did that because that's what I wanted to use. That's what I felt like using today. I could have done it out of maple, poplar. Heck, I could have done it out of pine if I wanted to. Guys, the point is that there was a need for this, and basically, if you have a need for something in your home, maybe you need to start looking at your skill set and what it is that you can make instead of looking at something that you can purchase. Because I think a lot of you, in fact, almost all of you out there, probably don't realize how good you really are at this. And a project like this, it'll just showcase your talent. So really, guys, give it a try. And it looks a heck of a lot better than cardboard. What was she thinking? Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. You click that bell, and then you won't miss the notifications of future episodes of the program. I've had a lot of fun with this one this week. Hopefully my wife likes it, and we can get that cardboard out of the window. I hope you've enjoyed today's content, guys. I hope you found it useful. I really hope you're going to try this for yourself. And more importantly, I hope you're going to join me again next week when I bring you yet another woodworking video.